What do you need from a man financially?
For him to hold it down.
What does that mean?
So what that means is, as a woman, and
put a dollar value on it. Don't give me the yearbook answer.
At least a minimum of 6 figures. Minimum.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
I laugh, man, because I'm trying to keep it light, but
For you, I would bark for you, I would oink for you, I would bleat for you, I would honk for you, I would glub for you, I would caw for you, I would roar for you, I would do anything. Someone just please love me. Please.
I'm 30, I'm single, I have no kids, and I really sometimes am like, is this what?
If England is 6 hours ahead of America, why can't they just tell us the future? Aren't they in the future?
That's enough internet for me today.
This isn't proof that it's totally okay not to be married by 30. I'm in the Sahara Desert with 18 incredible women.
I'm just having a really hard day. Trying to get ready.
That women tend to be happier when they are single.
I could have married a lot of the people that I've dated.
Okay, I turned 40 this year, and I've never been in love. I've never been in a relationship.
If you hear something or an update about your ex, and it just kills you.
Women tend to be happier when they are single.
Struggling financially, being alone, having no one there to talk to as you age,
As women approach their 30s, they often yearn for a husband to provide companionship and support. They believe a husband can bring happiness and stability as they grow older. These women, once resistant to traditional roles, are now willing to take on duties they once rejected. However, they face challenges as men in their age group have their own standards and goals, and are not easily swayed by latecomers to traditional values. They are looking for partners who have been aligned with their goals from the start, not those who are only reconsidering their stance.
And just to piggyback off of what I was just talking about dating or, messing with chicks over 35, I get the notion, you don't want to mess with a chick over 35 because she's damaged, she's been through life, she has trauma, she probably has kids. Well, all of that is true, and you want to exercise caution. Not every woman over 35 is the same. I'm going to tell you something. Like I say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep drilling it. Some of the best sex I've ever had was with a 52-year-old woman. Made my toes curl. Blew my freaking mind. 52 years old. See, half of the guys that talk all this crap telling y'all what to do, what not to do, who to date, not to date, they can't even get pussy. They can't get it from a 45-year-old, and they can't get it from a 25.
It's really interesting to note that, especially within the States, but just in general, the research actually has depicted that women in their 40s is the most unhappiest age group out there. Think about that. The unhappiest age group in all of the world, predominantly, we're talking about the States right now, is women in their 40s. That's 1 in 4 Americans, which is crazy. That's 25% of the population are women in their 40s. And they're the unhappiest group out there. And it's just absolutely scary, and it's appalling. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? And at the end of the day, the number one reason why, well, there could be many reasons why, actually. But one of them, as I mentioned beforehand, is it's really all about e-commerce. It's about the pharmaceutical industries. It's about really just making money. It's a multi-million-dollar business for the most part.
Yeah. Okay, real quick for the ladies. I'm going to describe a regular man for you, and I want you to tell me if you would marry this man.
Okay.
5'8", about 35 to 50K per year. Would you marry that?
Hell no. Hell no. He's below the poverty line. What are you talking about?
The poverty line is actually far less
regular.
than that.
Yes.
But, the average man in the United States today is about 5'8" and makes somewhere between $35,000 to $50,000 per year.
5 foot 8 is fine, but I don't know about the
So,
35.
real quick, raise your hands. How many of you guys would marry that man? Raise your hands if you would marry him. Yes or no?
I don't even know any men in that
Okay, hold on.
position.
So no one at the table would marry this man, right? No one? Okay. Congratulations. You and 1,000 other girls plus we've interviewed said the same exact thing. So it goes back to what I said. You said, most girls are gonna get a regular man. No, most girls don't even view regular men as a part, as members of society or an option. Most girls want extraordinary men.
Kids, I thought I would be married by now, and now the closer I get to it, and I'm scared. I don't know.
I didn't think it would be an issue. I'm 32 years old.
I'm 53. I would like to think that I'm still young, right?
The fact that you're 40 and single, still with no children, and now you find out that she's 8 weeks pregnant, and you so want to feel happy for her, but inside you feel so sad.
Happier when they are single.
I'm in a stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and have babies, and
you know that at 40 you're running out of time, and soon you won't have a choice at all.
I need a boyfriend. Please, God, send me someone that...
You know what? Put me back in the kitchen. Grab me by my apron, respectfully, and put me back in the kitchen.
This hurts my feelings and hurts my ego, but I fear I'm being ghosted, and I'm completely shocked.
Rejected.
It's really hard when I don't really have anyone to go to on a Friday night.
I am 30 years old and
How old are you?
I am 42.
What does it feel like to be 42?
Exhausting all the time. I mean, it's cool. I've learned a lot over the years, but it's just exhausted. I'm working all the time and just trying to find time to balance life.
Does it feel differently than when you were in your 30s and 20s?
I thought I was invincible when I was in my 30s and 20s, and I'm clearly not.
Did you have a moment that kind of hit and you realized you weren't invincible?
No, not really. Just over time, just started to realize it.
What is one thing that when we're younger we tend to prioritize, but as we get older we realize isn't actually that important?
Probably money. Realize that over time, family, friends, experience is more important.
Is there a reverse, something that we don't prioritize enough when we're in our 20s that we should?
Time.
What should we do?
Just enjoy it more and really live in the moment.
Many women who once valued independence and career progression are now seeking partners to support their family and professional growth. They are willing to make sacrifices for their well-being. But men are aware of this change and are wary of their motivations. They perceive these women as insincere or opportunistic, wanting the same things they rejected. As a result, men prefer partners who share their values and goals. This situation highlights the importance of aligning personal and professional goals early on, rather than waiting until societal expectations become overwhelming. True partnerships require mutual support and understanding from the outset, as women realize the value of traditional roles in family life too late.
I've been called a post-wall woman twice. The Urban Dictionary defines it as a woman who is past her fertility window and has become very unattractive to men. After women hit 35, they are basically a post-wall woman. It's like they hit a wall at full speed and they got their face all messed up. It's interesting how people can come up with such creative terms to tear people down. Too bad they don't come up with such terms to lift people up. Oh well.
I don't know what your gender is. I don't know how old you are because you're from a troll account with no followers. However, I think we should dissect this a little bit. You are calling me a washed up girl that hit the wall because I said that a 45-year-old grown adult should not date a teenager. Let's break it down. I am not a washed up girl. I am a 39-year-old woman. I have 3 kids. Once I was a girl. Once I was a teenager. And I tell you what, many grown men tried to hit on me, and I was disgusted then, as I am disgusted now. because it is fucking disgusting behavior. Get a life.
Know this about me, but according to the passport bros and the red pill guys, I too hold the high honor of being a post-wall, bitter, single baby mama. And one thing you gotta know about me is I take this role very seriously. So at almost 36 years old, I saw an opportunity to come on and just give my opinion and laugh a little bit before I had to really just admit that I am an old bitter hag and throw in the towel and take the shit to Facebook like all of the other old bitter hags. So that's really why, but
how we're fed this idea that men get better with age and that mature men are sexy and men get salt and pepper and wrinkles and dad bods, and it's literally deemed to be hot. Meanwhile, women are only allowed to age if done so gracefully, not to mention the societal pressure for women to remain hairless, essentially mimicking the likeness of someone who's, I don't know, prepubescent. The most used and searched term in pornography is teen. There are only 2 years in a woman's life where she should be engaging, hopefully consensually, in the production of pornography as a teen. 18 and 19, I want you to sit and think about the societal impact that has on both men and women.
She needs to slow down because all I hear when she talks is... But honestly, it just gets exhausting to hear people always blame everything on the patriarchy or what society has forced upon us. Have you ever sat back and thought maybe these are just people's...
Y'all, I'm hurting y'all because I want to be loved. I want marriage. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough and we be like, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, but I want help. I want to be loved. I want somebody to love me. I want somebody I can be vulnerable with. The problem is, and I'm not crying y'all because I'm sad, I'm crying y'all because it's like a release right now. But the problem for me, y'all, is that all the relationships that I had with men were not about love. It was about survival for me. I know how to fuck. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to seduce a man. I do not know how to love a man. And then to have a son, because of those choices that I was making, y'all, and I got pregnant really, really fast. I got pregnant within 90 days of knowing my baby daddy. And we don't talk about this shit because it's embarrassing and it hurts. It fucking hurts. And I'm mad with me. I'm not mad at men. I'm not mad at my life. I'm mad at me because I don't know how to fix me. I don't know how to fix it. That's accountability. That's the shit that hurts. It's realizing that, hey, I got some shit with me that I don't know how to fucking fix. And in turn, because I don't know how to fix that shit, I'm fucking up other people around me. That's accountability. That's the shit that we don't put on social media. I want marriage. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough. And
So the first thing that I want to say is that vulnerability is one of the most humble spaces that you can be in. When you can operate, you know, out of humility and out of a space of, you know, being nothing, you know, for lack of better words, like when you can operate out of space of nothingness and know that, like, you know, you're broken, you've been through a lot of things, you're hurt, you know, and you realize that there's change necessary for you to grow, that's a very special place to be in. However, the problem is that a lot of women go through their prime years, you know, when they be like, I'm fine, I'm in my prime, you know, they go through all those stages and they're rejecting men left and right. Most of the men that come around them who are marriage minded and who are, you know, perfect husband material, they don't want to be with them. You know, they're too busy living their hot girl summer or living their best life, you know, and then they get to this age where they probably already have children. They've already, you know, kind of plateaued out. They're already in a sense stuck in their ways. Not all, but most of the women who get older or people who get older get stuck in their ways. And then they come to this, you know, they have this epiphany like, oh my gosh, I've been doing things wrong and now I need to change. And again, her openness and vulnerability should be applauded for sure, because there's women who would just be wrong and strong all the days of their life and never think that they need to change. But however, one of the biggest problems that men constantly talk about and that men constantly have is that, you know, there was men who were probably perfect husbands, right? Suitable to be, you know, great lifelong partners that you passed up because you thought that you would always have a plethora of options. And then now the vulnerability that you're offering is not in your prime years. So now somebody is going to have to come along, maybe, you know, help you raise your kids, or maybe get the latter stage of life version of you. And a lot of men are saying, this is great, but sometimes it's a little late in the game for that conversation. Again, you're going to have some men who are completely open to this, who realize the vulnerable state, and this is a great state to be in. Again, this is something that's going to evoke change, but the deeper conversation is that younger women, you have to take this to heart, because maybe there's a possibility that all those options that you have now that you think you're always going to have, just keep in mind that there's a possibility you're not always going to have them.
The narrative of women transitioning from prioritizing independence and career success to seeking companionship and traditional roles underscores a profound societal shift. Initially, these women took pride in their autonomy, investing heavily in their education and careers. They viewed domestic responsibilities and family life as hindrances to their ambitions, believing that true fulfillment lay in professional achievements. However, as time progresses, many of these women begin to yearn for the companionship and emotional support that a partner can provide. The prospect of nurturing a family and embracing traditional roles, such as cooking and managing the household, becomes increasingly appealing. The once dismissed notion of pregnancy now represents a cherished desire for creating life and fostering a sense of belonging and continuity. On the other hand, men who observe this transformation remain cautious. They are skeptical of the sudden change in these women's attitudes, suspecting a lack of genuine commitment to the traditional roles now being embraced. Men often prefer partners who have consistently valued family life and traditional roles, viewing them as more reliable and sincere in their intentions. This skepticism creates a barrier for women who are genuinely seeking to realign their priorities. The scenario emphasizes the critical need for individuals to thoughtfully balance personal and professional aspirations throughout their lives. Waiting until external pressures, such as biological clocks or societal expectations, become pressing can lead to challenges in forming meaningful relationships. The lesson here is not necessarily about choosing one path over the other, but rather about integrating personal values with career goals from an early stage. True partnership, as highlighted, is built on mutual support and understanding. It requires a shared vision of life goals and a willingness to adapt together as circumstances change. This holistic approach ensures that both partners feel valued and fulfilled, whether in the pursuit of career success, the joys of family life, or, ideally, a harmonious blend of both. And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.